guys, Mitch here from MJB Seminars, where you get everything to live life inspired. This week I want to talk to you about mudslinging and, you know, haters. The haters going to hate. One of the things I realized years ago, and it took me a long time to fully understand this, was that, you know, when somebody slings mud at you, and the only reason they're slinging mud at you is because all they have to actually sling is mud. It's just nonsense, it's rubbish. And you know, you never know what's going on for the other person and why they're doing what they're doing. And obviously the reason that other people do this stuff is because they have their own stuff going on. But now that we have that out of the way, I think it's important to understand that there's a great old fable I heard years ago about a farmer and his donkey. And it's a cool little story. And what happens is the farmer's donkey falls down the farmer's well. And the farmer tries everything that he can to get the donkey out of the well, and he realizes that he's not going to be able to get the donkey out of the well. And the well is dry in any way, so he thinks to himself, you know what, the donkey's getting old and I'm not going to bother my bum trying to get him out of here anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill in the well. So he gathers some of the neighbors around and he decides to, you know, they're going to shovel sand into the well and fill it in. So the neighbors start picking up their shovels and they're shoveling sand into the well. And as this occurs, what happens is, firstly, the donkey realizes what's going on. And the donkey lets out these huge screams of desperation. And then, you know, the farmer just keeps throwing the sand in. And then the donkey has a thought. He thinks to himself, okay, what if I just stand on the sand? And as, you know, suddenly then the donkey, you know, starts to shake off the sand, and as he's doing this, as the sand fills up, he's standing on the sand and he's standing on the sand. The farmer looks in and realizes that the donkey's going to make his way out. And eventually the farmer helps the donkey out of the well, and the donkey lives. And I think the important message here is to understand that whenever mud is slung at you, you know, the smart thing to do is just shake it off and take a stand. You know, stand on top of what's occurring. You know, ask yourself that great question, you know, what is this showing me about me? Because it says, you know, it says more about you if you use what's happening to actually enable yourself and empower yourself, and to actually realize that, you know, you don't know what's going on for that other person. You don't know what's happening for them. And the best way to handle it is to rise above it and stand above it and stand on top of that stuff that's happening, and make sure that you don't lose who you are. And remember, it says more about that person than it does about you. And the only opinion that we have is the opinion that we have of ourselves. And it's important to make sure that that opinion of ourselves is always a strong opinion, and it's an opinion of love and gratitude and understanding of who we actually are. You know, guys, it's always easy to look at the other person and try to sling mud back sometimes. But you have to understand that these words that have been said to you are there to set you free. They're there to get you to stand on top of a greater moral ground. And they're there to enable you and empower you. So it's smart when this occurs in your life, you know, not to get annoyed at the other person. As I said, you don't know what's going on for them. And, you know, it's important to have compassion for them, because there must be something going on for them if they're behaving in this way. But the way in which that you rise above it and you stand on top of it is to really say to yourself, okay, if they're accusing you or something, or they're slamming you in some way, ask yourself the bigger question and understand that the only reason it's annoying you or pissing you off is because there's some truth in it. So if somebody said, you know what, you're really controlling, stop and go, okay, well, where am I controlling? And really own that characteristic and trait. And then ask yourself an even bigger question, which is, okay, who am I having to be right now? And in thinking about who you're having to be based on what's occurring, really counting your blessings there, you'll see that the reason this person is doing this is to enable you to handle something that is outside that event. And ask yourself, okay, am I having to step up into myself to handle another occurrence over here, or to handle another event over here, and really take from what's happening there, that mudslinging, and really harness it and say, okay, there's no mistakes in life. This is occurring in my life for an important reason, and the reason it's occurring in my life is actually to empower me and enable me, because there must be something bigger and greater going on that I have to handle in my life right now. If you know somebody that is an eagle sitting on the edge of a nest that just needs a little bit of a nudge, please feel free to tweet this across to them. Now, I want you to do something in the comment section for me this week. I want you to tell me something that has been slung at you at some stage within your life, and how you harnessed that, and what you took from it, and how you used it to enable you and to be able to empower you to go on to do extraordinary things. Remember, guys, live your life inspired. Love is the only way. Please feel free to flick this forward on Facebook or tweet it. Take care. Bye-bye.